Alleluia, 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 alleluia.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. While Jesus was speaking to them, up came one of the officials, who bowed low in front of him and said, "My daughter has just died. But come and lay your hand on her, and her life will be saved." Jesus rose and with his disciples followed him. Then from behind him came a woman who had suffered from a hemorrhage for 12 years, and she touched the fringe of his cloak. For she said to herself, "If I can only touch his cloak, I shall be well again." Jesus turned around and saw her, and he said to her, "Courage, my daughter, your faith has restored you to health." And from that moment, the woman was well again. When Jesus reached the official's house and saw the flute players with the crowd making a commotion, he said, "Get out of here! The little girl is not dead, she is asleep." And they laughed at him. But when the people had turned out, he went inside and took the little girl by the hand, and she stood up. And the news spread all around the countryside. This is the gospel of the Lord.
The healing of a woman with flow of blood is found in 3 Gospels. Both Matthew, Mark, and Luke tell us about this miracle, which is sandwiched between 2 halves of another miracle, the resurrection of the daughter of Jairus, a ruler of a synagogue. 2 very different human beings, both searching for miraculous powers of the same Jesus. The official of the synagogue, humbling himself and asking for impossible of this wandering rabbi who is followed by common crowds. The woman, at the end of her wits, also hoping for the impossible, a healing no doctor or a remedy was able to give her over the long 12 years. What makes the woman's healing unique is that it was performed without a word being spoken beforehand. The woman's healing was probably a test of patience for Jairus. More positively, the interruption he had the potential to encourage him, to build the faith he had already exhibited, especially since his daughter has become much worse in the meantime. Indeed, she had died. These 2 miracles are linked not only in their parallel occurrence, but also by the number 12. We know from Mark's Gospel that Jairus' daughter was 12 years old, and the bleeding woman had been sick for 12 long years. The woman's genuine faith in touching Jesus' clothing is from a human standpoint, for in reality it is the power of Christ himself to heal her. In touching him, she is not thinking of his merciful and compassionate will, but of a physical healing power passing from his body to his clothing and then to the hand that touched it. She has a material conception of his healing power, a confidence that something magical flows through his clothes. Though imperfect, her faith is essentially genuine and accepted by God, because as soon as she touches the hem of Jesus' clothes, her flow of blood dries up, and she feels her diseased body being healed. However, as physical and imperfect as the woman's faith is, Jesus does not scorn her and her limited belief. He wants her to come out, even though in the Jews' eyes that meant that he had contracted ritual uncleanness. Using what faith she has, Jesus heals her by an act of his divine will, bringing her to a higher spiritual faith. The little girl is also healed and brought back to life. Both needed Christ to heal them. However badly our lives might be broken, stained, or maybe even spiritually dead, and however our life might be seeping out of us like the blood from the hemorrhaging woman, Jesus lovingly offers hope, mercy, forgiveness, and life. It does not matter how long it's been going on. Jesus is there to be touched with faith. Salvation comes always through Christ. I challenge you today to ponder. Is there anything, has been seeping out from you over time? Is there anything Jesus can heal, if only you dared to touch the hem of his cloak? God bless you all.